So we are preparing the studio for another event, and I have put out a bunch of things that, while not being scary, we're not having a horror film festival or anything like that, they do have a little darkness to them, and I think that we'll walk through and see what you see. A lot of these things are orientation specific, which is unusual to my work. Usually you can turn my paintings in any direction. Some of these you will see are specific to one orientation, and others we've placed in a certain orientation just because of what you can see in them, and people sort of like to see things. This is a series, let's see if I can zoom in here. I don't know if you can see it, but you'll see several of them. ILY2. So this is wood, painted wood. Gil made these for me. This is a half-size one with a stretch canvas applied to it, and then a key applied to that. There you can see the I love you too a little bit better. And so, yeah, this is a half size, 4 feet by 4 feet. I'm sorry, the lighting's pretty bad. This is a piece that's in the documentary on the Water Music Fire Dance series. You know, it looks like underneath a lava flow, so if you need a little bit of hell in your life. I don't really believe in hell, and I think it's much more broken hearts that are repairing themselves. But yeah, this is a beautiful piece. I don't know how the lighting is that you can see this. It's kind of a challenge, but oh well. Anyway, our little small gallery. Let's see, this one, I wonder if you can see that. It almost looks like a scary owl or some Star Wars little creature thingy. Of course, it's not meant to be. It's just we put it in this orientation. Here's another one with red underneath the black. It's kind of exciting. So a couple of these you've seen. See, a couple of these you've seen here before. But here's another one. It actually looks like it's white underneath, coming through the cracks. But it's not. It's actually lavender. That's the color on the top. But it's kind of a cool piece. This one, gosh, I wonder if you can see these. It kind of looks like a vulture or a hulking dragon or something like that. And this one here also, it looks like a flying dragon, or I don't know, something like that. And you've seen a couple of these. This one also from the Water Music series. Yes, that one and that one are in the documentary. So we're showing sort of darker things, a lot of black, etc., but a little scary stuff also. Now, if you look in the distance there, this other half door, doesn't that look like a skeleton on it? It looks like it's white, just above the chair. But it's not white. Let's just see if you can see that it is actually black. Well, it does have white underneath it. Anyway, I'll come back to this, but I was just noticing that. And then bigger ones that we'll look at. But let's come back. Where were we? Oh, there's the documentary film playing. Actually, and there's the sculptures that are in the film. Anyway, that's going on. You know, and we can talk about this for 1 second. You saw this in the last studio tour, walk through, whatever you call it. And I was talking about orientation specific. So this was originally painted vertically with horizontal swirly lines, as if they were lines of poetry or lines of music. But we have it turned on the side partially for space. But even in my home, I did display it like this. And if you want a little art speak BS, it's very interesting because with a horizontal placement, the two lines, squiggly line sets, become like figures. And so the one on the right, like a female, you could see very large breasts and a big booty, and her head is turned coyly away from the boy on the other side, who is basically a penis, and his head is looking down at the breasts that she's presenting to him, even though she's pretending to look away and be shy. So it's very interesting. Of course, none of that is part of the painting because I was painting it very differently. But art speak is art speak. People want a story, sell it, buy it. This one is a little, it was there also in the last shot, but it's kind of got a little, intrigue to it, and I like that. It's very dark and moody and stuff. Here's another small door. I call these doors, these are half doors. There are the larger ones. Those are 8 feet by 4 feet. Gosh, I'm just jumping around with this camera, huh? And so, yes, all of these are wood construction, stretched canvas applied, key, ILY2, I love you too. Many of them have a moon on them. You know, they're not that sort of William Blake kind of I love you. O rose, thou art sick. The invisible worm that flies in the night in the howling storm has found out thy bed of crimson joy, and his dark secret love doth thy life destroy. Well, I don't think they're quite that dramatic, but you do see a lot of images in some of these. So this one, on the canvas, it almost looks like a face coming out at you, and above it, it almost looks like some god or something flying over. But what I really look at in this one is that this figure, from the white that comes off the canvas down to the wood, it looks like a big figure. You can see arms stretched out horizontally and long legs down at the bottom. Well, if we get it at a certain angle, you'll see like butterfly wings start to appear. So you can see some. Anyway, so all of these they're very interesting to look at. You don't really get tired of them because there's always something, and every angle that you look at them from, they become something different. This one really is kind of like a love letter because up here in the corner, it almost has a postage stamp. This one also has like a figure with big wings. This one has the moon stuck up high, but really some beautiful qualities to it. And actually on this one you can see the grain of the wood underneath it in certain places, which gives it even another layer of interest. And then here's the one that looked like it had a skeleton on it. I'm not sure how well these are photographing.